Hi, in this tutorial we'll be looking at effects. Now in the third bank, the sort of master bank, if you go down to the third layer, you'll see your effects sends and your effects returns. On here, if it works exactly the same as an aux or anything else, if you press mix, you can send whichever channel, however little or much as you like, to that effects. Then this is your master send level, and this is your master return level. So you've got a plate reverb there, you've got a tap delay, you've got a room reverb and a hyper bass. If you click the effects button up here, you can actually go to see all of these effects in the effects rack. So the first thing to note is that on the tap delay, you've got a feedback there and you've got a tap here. You can tap that in time with the tempo so that all of the echoes will be in time with the music. So because it's in the name 2 tap delay, when the feedback is at 0, it will just repeat whatever you put in, send to it once ordinarily. So it will be like 1 1 normally. However, with the feedback, if you add more feedback, it sends the response, the return, back into the send, and so what it results in is like more feedback, the more echoes you'll get. So it'll be 1 1 1 1, etc. Now, because this tempo is something you'll probably want to access quite a lot, I tend to assign it to soft key 14. So when you click that, you'll actually see it flash on the real console in time, and at the beginning of each song you could readjust your tempo. Now, going back to the effects, the Hyperbass plugin is an interesting one. It's actually designed to add extra sub-bass energy where it's not actually there. It generates extra sub-bass. So this was useful for something like a bass guitar or a kick drum where you want a really low sort of sub sound. You can create that with this, but be careful with it, because if you use it too harshly, you can obviously create a lot of low end energy which can overload your subs and damage them. The last effect here is the De-Esser. It's actually a multi-band compressor, but I prefer to use that to de-ess vocals. And this is the only difference with this, is it's not set up as a send return, it's set up as an insert. And this is the front panel of all of these. If you go to the back panel, you can actually see how it's assigned. So on these, as you can see, it's just a mix return. So that's how we've got the mix return, as you can see here, mix return for mono effects bus 1, 2, 3 and 4. It's mono effects because it sends in mono, but actually outputs, if you look here on the front, inputs in mono but outputs in stereo. So if you go back to the back, if we go to this last one, I've inserted it on number 17 and 41, and that is basically the lead vocal and the first radio mic as dual mono channels. So if we go back to the front, that will allow us to set the thresholds so that on only these really high frequencies it will compress them, so it will get rid of the sibilance and things like that on just the lead and radio mic 1 channels. Okay, in the next tutorial we'll be looking at ganging.